Hey everyone, it's Jason. Welcome to another Red Dragon Inn video. This is how to store all of this. So this is every set that is currently out. So we got all the main box sets. We got 1 through 8 right here. We have all the dual packs there, the Smorgas Box, and all of the single solo packs. This puts us up through everything. This is currently, I don't even know what the last character that came out. Probably set 8 might have been the last one, or Evil Pookie might have been the very last dual pack. I'm not for sure which one. But yeah, so how do we store all this? Well, the big thing is we have the nice big old character trove box, which we can go through and we'll look at that. And then we also have the Smorgas Box as a backup. Now, when I first... I'm going to set my camera back down. When I first started, when I got the Smorgas Box and someone was like, hey, that's extra storage. I looked at the box and I'm like, I had like 2 sets at this point. I originally bought the character trove, set 1, set 2, and I think I've maybe bought like 1 or 2 of the small packs. So there's no way I'm going to need enough storage for all this. This box is freaking huge. I mean, look at the size of this thing. Yeah, so now after buying everything, putting it all in there, yeah, I can see why you might decide if you want to have the Smorgas Box or not. So, if we look at this, so this is every set I have in here. So we got character sets 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There's this random one back here because this is actually Jordan. I'm for some reason missing my divider for him. But then we have set 6, 7, 8. Back here we have Roxanne from the Smorgasbord, the 2 Munchkins, plus their treasure deck, plus the Otto from Munchkin and Smorgasbord. And then in the third column, I have all of the allies, as well as Evil Pookie back here. So you can see I don't have much room left in the front of these boxes. So if I took one of these out, I don't want to look at set 6 because that's, those are bosses. They're a little bit thicker than other decks. So if I grab someone from the back here, trying to find like more of a regular sized deck. So I can fit maybe about 4 more characters on this side. Probably about 2 more, yeah, about 4 in each. So I could probably fit, that's another big box set or a couple more small sets in each of these. Plus maybe another 2 or 3 in this set. And then this last smaller spot is where I have all the drink decks, which this is actually pretty full. I have my prizes here. Plus I have the Rogue and Wizard set. The only thing I don't have in here, or that I don't own, is I don't have Battle for Greyport. So I don't have Kronos the Time Mage. And there's also, I think his name is Melon or Magellan, who's a new, the next promo character that was coming out. They had mentioned he was part of like one of the upcoming promos. I haven't seen anything. I've only saw the name for him. So there's at least 2 other characters I'm missing. But you can see how full this is with all of that. Now, if you also owned a ton of the Kickstarter or the Slugfest promotional cards, all the extra drinks and prize cards, you could easily finish filling up this or fill up another spot in here. So there's really only room for, maybe 1 more big box set or a handful of other, maybe like 2 or 3 other small sets. At most, I would say 8, 9 characters. Then over here is I have all of the, I have the dungeons, the dungeon deck events, the sea events, and then somewhere mixed in here is probably then the pub crawl cards, which we are getting one more of these in the next Battle for Greyport expansion, and then the Chimera card. Let's actually put that on the front. So yeah, this is a bunch of these. Now there's definitely more room in here to fit some more bigger cards there. So if they release some more there, I do have the Roxana promo cards for Battle of Greyport. But I imagine if I got Battle of Greyport, either hopefully there's enough room in that storage box for that, or I might do something different. If I was going to put that in here, I might have to do it as a separate box. And then we have all of these, which are our player boards, which everything after set 5 here, they came with those boxes. So we have everything from all the original characters like Fiona and Eve, up to Otto, Roxana, Fenric, Molly. We have every single character in here. Just these special boards. Yeah, this little spot's nice. It holds them in there, and there's still room for a few more. So again, if I have 4 or 5 more characters, I could probably fit their boards in here. Then this is gonna be full. So this is what you can fit in this set. This is super freaking heavy. It's nice and durable. I don't have an issue there. But yeah, just notice. Also, the other couple of things to notice are with these dividers in here, there's really not any room for instruction manuals. I opened this, you didn't see my instruction manuals. I'd probably throw one basic one on there, whatever the newest version is. Might not necessarily be set number 8 because some of these have been revised or re-released. So I might put one of those, but I find whatever my newest instruction manual is, maybe throw that one on the top just so if I pull this out, I at least have the updated base rules in case I have to double check something. But when you start going through all the characters and having all their specific rules, that takes up a lot more room. So I have those right now. I stored them in box number 4. Just to show all of this off. So this is all the instruction manuals. So again, you might not need to necessarily have all of these around, especially when you have these backers, because with the dividers, they tell you kind of what to do. Again, these are just simple reminders. They're not the full rules. So you might want to, if you need to keep the instructions around, you're going to have a second extra box just for reminders. Then the other thing you're also going to notice, this is just the cards. I do have a little stash down here of baggies, just because that's where they came in. But I don't have any of the coins, any of the tokens, any of the extra stuff they need in here. So I did was I put all of that into my Smorgas Box for the time being. And by all, I don't even mean all. So if we open up this, in here, I threw the gambling I'm in rule book because it does fit in here. But as you can see, so I have my 5 tokens, which came in like the Smorgas Box set. I have white or clear tokens for alcohol, red for fortitude, standees for pub crawl. I have the little tokens, so I have to decide whether I want to use these or if I want to keep these. I probably don't need to keep both of them around. I kind of like these because they're a little more tactile. Although the Slugfest Games actual website has little 3D tokens I might just purchase anyhow. So they're like little standees of a heart or a tankard. Just for the sake of them, we'll have all this stuff. It'd be kind of neat to have them a little bit. Then they're standing up, you can grab them and move a little bit easier. So then this small bag that came with the Smorgas, or came with the treasure trove, I have all the tokens. So, yeah, I gotta probably really go with this. This is all the tokens from all the different characters. So I'm squirting out the top here. We have my Seafaring tokens. I have Prayer tokens from Bastion. Rage tokens, so just the last ones. That is all just the tokens. I got some coasters there. Then this big bag, I have gold. So this is all of the big gold. Now this, again, this isn't all of it. This is enough. I just shoved a bunch in here. This is probably way more than I'm ever going to need in an entire game. Ideally, each set comes with enough for like 4 players to play. Each big box set, which was, I think I was counting, was like 25. So if you ever even want to keep enough around for like, oh, I might up it to an 8-player game, you might want to maybe keep like maybe 50 around, but I don't probably need to keep enough around for every single thing. As you can see, these boxes are the same height, so if I put one of these cards in here with a deck divider, you can see how it's still going to go over the top. Now I can't fit instructions. The other thing you're also noticing with the Smorgas Box is, look at this. I have room to slide these left and right. Where if you put cards in here, they don't. So that's just maybe something else to notice. But what these might be good for is, look at this. These are the cards from Battle for Greyport. That's the size of the cards for these. So this box should probably work better for Greyport cards. So you could have your Red Dragon Inn cards in here, your Battle for Greyport cards in here, in the Smorgas Box, and then you have a storage that way. You just have to figure out what to do with all your tokens and all your components and stuff. Which, these baggies and this are not ideal for me. I'm going to do a different solution. So I'm going to end up doing here is pausing this video in just a moment, and I'll come back later after I've did how I'm going to finally do my solution. I just wanted to show off what you can do with just what's available. The other thing I want to show off, though, before I do that, is extra stuff. This is all the extra gold I have from all the other big sets. You can see how much more that is. Plus, I have 3 tiny bags of small gold from all the small stuff. So you can either use the big or small if you want to save room. Use the small gold. You want to use the bigger one, a little bit cooler feel, use the bigger gold. Again, you probably don't need to have every single one. You probably only need to maybe keep somewhere between 25 and 50, depending on how many players you're going to have. Because each set comes with, even the small sets, the dual box sets come with about, I think, 27, and the smaller sets come with like 12. So, you know, again, 24 to 50 should be probably enough for 4 to 8 players. You know, maybe a little bit more, maybe never more than 100 at most, for sheer whatever reason. But yeah, so there's all this. I don't have anywhere to put all this. It's just extra stuff I have from all the games that are sitting around. Not to mention, sets 1 through 4 also came with 4 of these big boards for your characters before they started releasing the small stuff. And all of these smaller packs came with all these littler ones. So once you buy Treasure Trove and you have these nice dividers like these, or not dividers, but player boards, you don't need all these big other ones anymore. So basically, I don't know what I'm going to do with all these. I kind of feel like bad to throw all this stuff away. So I'll probably just throw it in one of these other boxes for now and just leave it until I figure out what to do with all of them. But yeah, it's just something else to point out, is that you get done, you're going to have all this extra stuff, not to mention all them extra game boxes as well. Then, the last thing I want to point out before I end this part of the video, and I said now I'll come back with what my final solution is these cards are all unsleeved. I like to sleeve all my cards. So this is where I am going to run into an issue, because if I sleeve all these, I can guarantee they won't fit in here anymore. Because just adding that extra little bit of thickness to every single card is going to be more than 4 character cards. So I'm going to have to figure out how I want to do this. And now seeing that the Smorgas Box, I didn't notice this until I pointed it out right now, is that it's wider. I was like, oh, I'll just move like all my drinks and some of my other characters over there. It gives me another full column. But yeah, that's the only thing, is that now if I did that, this is a lot wider. So I'll have to figure out how I want to do that. But I will sleeve all my cards, and I will come back and show you what that looks like. I do just want to show off the sleeving here. So we have one of Serena's cards. I just use penny sleeves. So penny sleeves have a little bit of extra thing on the side versus if you used a like Ultra Pro or Upper Deck like Efficiency, plus they have a little spot on the top. But they fit in there nicely. It fits in, it slides in up and down. There's enough room left to right. So I sleeved a couple of them. Yeah, so they do fit in there nicely. So they will fit in there regardless. I was going to see if I had a regular sleeved card. I don't know why I don't keep these around when I do these videos. One sec. Alright, sorry about that. Yeah, so here's a regular sleeve card. I'm going to cover these up because it's cards against humanity. I don't want this video flagged. But now you can see these are a little bit more tighter versus these other ones. So if you hold them up to each other, you can get the better ones. They're a little bit, I mean, they're about the same width overall, but they're also a little bit more rigid. But yeah, these guys fit in there just as nice. But they might be a little bit thicker, just for, so also putting these in might, or if you get higher quality than what I got here, they might take up even more room. So that's just another thing to keep in mind, that if you buy this big box and you decide to sleeve all of these cards, it's probably not going to fit in here. But that's what I'll do. I will pause this video for now. I will spend a decent amount of time sleeving all of these in all my penny sleeves, and then we will figure out what I'm going to do with all my tokens. I will come back and show you what's after there. But just now you have an idea of how much everything will fit in this big box and why it is definitely worth the purchase to at least buy this. Even if you're just starting out, because you get all them extra dividers and boards and at least storage for all that. Alright, so I have all of the cards sleeved. There is, I think, I count like 54 characters, not to mention there's all the drink decks, so there's at least one for each of the big 8 sets, plus Munchkins and Evil Pookie have one, so that's 10 drink decks, plus the 5 from the Tavern decks, plus promo cards, promo drink cards, prize cards, all that different stuff. Plus we have the Road and Warriors deck in here as well. Promo drinks, all that type of stuff. So yeah, it's taking up, this is my Smorgas Box and my Character Control box, and we are completely full because I am using I use penny sleeves, which are they have a little bit of extra on the outside. All my cards have to be turned to fit in here, so they don't sit nicely anyhow. Now, if I use nice tight sleeves, they probably might all fit up and down just nice. But even still, just looking at that, even if I turned all of these sideways, if I forced all these sideways, that this middle column is pretty close, I'm only going to get maybe one extra character in here if I'm lucky. So I'm not going to be able to fit an entire another box worth, plus all of the other drinks and stuff. If I took all the drinks out, put all the drinks and other cards like that, and event decks, prize cards, all that stuff, another thing, maybe I could fit all of these characters here, in here and up in here, if I use some nice tight sleeves, which I'd have to re-buy brand new sleeves for everything. Which I actually do have enough to probably sleeve all these. The reason why I didn't is because I started to sleeve them all is because of the backs. If they were all just like brings cards like this, not a big deal. Because I was like, oh, that's kind of neat. You can see on the back who it is, but you'd be able to flip it over and be able to tell very easily anyhow. The problem that started to arise, even with the villain cards, You know, they have the dragons on the top, so you can tell that too. So that's not even that big of a deal either if they had solid back colors. It was the problem with cards like these, like because on the front here, I have no way of telling that for sure just by a glance. You know, that I'm sorry, my hand's not focusing here, but like I can't tell at a glance that this is part of a secondary deck. Like I have to actually stop and look at all of them, and then, you know, her special reserve deck. Well, this is a drinks deck. So I have to make sure it doesn't somehow get mixed in with the drinks. Although it does look different than the other drinks because it has but the only difference is, outside of there not being a set symbol on there like Pookie's is it has the colored dots. But that's the only thing differentiating. And that was the problem with covering up the backs with opaque backing. So if I wanted to use nicer sleeves for all of these, I would have to get opaque or clear sleeves for all of them, which means I have to reorder sleeves for, you know, again, 56 some characters, not including the fact I don't have Chaos in here, or the Chaos Wizard, Magus from Greyport, or any new characters that might come out, as well as with the Battle of Greyport expansion coming out now, the third one. They're adding another town. You're adding Copperforge. So you're adding another little tiny drink deck to that as well. So yeah, there's kind of the issue there. So just say if you're buying all this, this is what you're gonna get. So just a heads up. So I'm gonna put these in a different storage box, and then we'll come back and we'll take a look to see how well that takes up. So be right back. Alright, so in the end, what I ended up doing with storage for Red Dragon is I have these card shoe boxes which hold 2 extra cards, or 2 different trays in there. I make my own dividers. I do this for most of my card games. Partly because of the reason I use the penny sleeves, so they stick up a little bit higher. If you use the regular dividers, you can't really see who it is with penny sleeves. And as I stated before, is trying to get regular sleeves for these, being that they all have their special backs, is you either have to have 100% different colors for every single character, which would be almost impossible, because I don't know if there's 50 different colored sleeves, or you would have to just have a lot of the same ones and have them separated, and then hopefully the decks don't get mixed up, or find clear ones, which are possible too, but the difference between buying high quality sleeves versus penny sleeves, especially if you want clear ones, is a very, very big price difference. So it might be something I look forward to in the end. Yeah, so I ended up doing is I have 3 boxes. So I have them, and I mean, I could probably like cram these together and get it down to maybe 2 boxes, but I figure I'll leave it at 3 because it leaves me room in case they add more. But I have them all in alphabetical order. And like when I get to the bosses here, like the villains, let me zoom in a little bit. So like, we have Amari the Cursed. I have her regular set here, and then behind it I have it separated for her boss deck, which has the little dragon symbols on them. That way, if I just want to grab the main character and play anyone as a regular character, I can do that without having to then pick up their deck and sort it out. Now I put it back in the box, I'm going to have to sort it out, but, you know, you probably would have done that anyhow. And then I just added some other little things I added on each character's divider, just for the sake of my thing, is I do have a little set number there on the corner, so it says what set they're from. Try to do a little focus. And then I try to take their symbol from the back of their card, the human bard, just whatever race they were, and then on the bottom I have if they have any special things, if he has instrument tokens, so you know what to grab when you go to play each character. Which is something the other dividers didn't do. Now, I don't have the rules. These guys are like the same color. They're both yellow. I don't have the rules then with them, but then it also has, if I can find one of these guys that has one. And I have someone like Keat here, who on the far right side has Keat's artifacts. So I have listed if he has a second deck. And I put that up a little bit higher. And I just kind of gave them a selfish referential thing. And then the second box goes through all the rest of the characters. And then the third box, which is only about half full right now, realistically. It has all the drinks. Now, I don't have the drink dividers. I have to finish printing those off, but I do have, like, Munchkin drinks, Pookie drinks, all the different ings. Plus, I have Drunken Gearbox and Chronos ready for when I get the Greyport expansions. But yeah, so I have plenty of room in here for more drinks. But again, I probably could have crammed all these into the other two boxes. But I just left them there because I'm hoping that maybe when I get the Red Dragon in Greyport sets, is that between the three of them, depending on how much room they take, maybe I can put them in this box as well and just have it as one full thing. I do have like Roxana started in here. Although you can see like, yeah, she fits in there just fine. That's what I like about these boxes. And here's all the other old dividers, plus Roads and Murders, and I have like some extra money pouches in there just in case I need them. So yes, these three boxes will overall take up maybe more room, you could argue, than putting them in the big storage box from set 5 and from the Roxana Smorgasbord set. But I think the difference, though, is that I would have had to buy... I could have crammed them both in... I think even in both of them combined, they barely would have fit. So I would end up having to either buy a second box 5 or an empty box that you can order from their official website. But it's like, now I have two of those big giant boxes, and then they're all going to fit in there, but just barely. And again, this way, at least with this type of storage, I have room for all my cards. If I add a bunch more, I have room for them. And then I have this tray, this plastic storage for all my tokens and stuff. So on this top tray is our health beads, and I can't even think of the name of them. It's the white and red ones. And I have all the different regular counters if I want those as well. Then this can just be picked up and just set on the table somewhere or kept on the top, so if you need them, grab them. And then I have all of the regular character cards in here, so I can go ahead and grab them. I can still fit a few more. Plus we have all of our deck cards, our event decks are up on the top here, so I kind of kept them where I could grab them easily. Then this tray will move off to the side, and then in the tray down here, I have money. I like keeping all the bigger money. That's why I put all the small ones just extra in there. Just because they're easier to grab. You have to pass the stuff around, why not make it easy? And then all the other little trays are just stuff for different characters. I have all the little potions. I have some of the different cards there. I have some of the villain ones in there, like the scarabs and the blood potions. The couple other different ones there. So I just kind of sorted them out a little bit. Like, they're not each in their own individual things, so you might have to dig a little bit for them. But it's still better than having, like, I don't want to have 14 bags out for 5 cards. And this is some of the bigger tokens. Instruments and summons. And then the final one is just the 5 count chips, as well as, like, the event stuff. And I figure that makes it very easy. Like, basically, you take out your one for your character, and then when you're done, you can just pull the gold one out. You can just have this sitting on the table, and I don't have to have a giant box sitting out, or I don't have to have a bag. But that is what I did. The only thing I don't have is I just have one of the boxes right now for all the rules. Realistically, I only need to have probably one main rule book for the set, but I'm just going to keep them all in one box, because then if I have a specific question about a specific character in a set, I can always jump back in and reference them all in one spot. So that's what I got for all my storage. I know it's my solution. It's not the best solution, but I just wanted to show you what I did versus using the regular boxes, in case you get every character and that's not the route. And then once I get the Greyport expansions, which will come sometime next year, because I'll be getting the base set, the pirate set, and then the new steampunk set So once I have all 3 of them, I can see how they all fit into a box, and if I need to have a separate third box just for those, or if I can add them to one of these. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed my video. Check out the rest of the Red Dragon Inns. See ya. Bye.